Hello and welcome to the UCast podcast, episode 7. I am super, super excited. This man is joining the podcast because without him, uh, this wouldn't be, honestly. I mean, happened to stumble upon one of his videos that he was playing his ukulele. I don't know if it was through a friend or just some random account I was following. And sure enough, went down a rabbit hole that led to me playing uke myself and starting a podcast. So, I mean, seriously, he's a life changer right here. And without further ado, here's Dave DiLorenzo. Dave, thank you so much for being on here.
Justin, I don't even know how to respond to that. That's it's awesome. It's humbling. It's very cool. It's funny. You do these things, and the same thing as you do something that you love, and you do it your own way, and you never know. You don't do it thinking, well, somebody's going to think this is really cool. Most people do it because it's what they love to do, and just the fact that it resonated with you and ended up just making you want to kind of join the train and do your own thing in your own way. It's pretty cool that I had even a small part in that. So thank you so much. I'm very humbled.
Oh yeah, thank you, man. Seriously, yeah. So yeah, as you may know, but this podcast is really because of you. I like to tell people my story, how I got into the ukulele. So it's now your turn. So basically, how did you stumble upon the uke and and all that? And well, tell your story. Go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. You know what? I know a lot of people in the ukulele community know Todd Lawrence. Todd and I actually became friends back in high school. We didn't go to high school together, but we both worked at a small Italian restaurant close to our homes. And just through music, Todd and I really hit it off. And Todd was really an influence to me when it came to learning the guitar. I have a whole backstory with how I came to play the drums and all that stuff too. But when it came to the guitar, Todd really kind of got me going with that. And fast forward to the pandemic, and I just in your past episodes, I know a lot of people referenced, the bearded you talked about the quarantine sessions, and I think that the pandemic was really a time where a lot of people did find the ukulele. And I just happened to, I followed Todd and happened to see what he was doing. And I thought, oh, you know what, that'd be kind of cool if I did that. But I wouldn't be playing Beatles songs and things like that. I figured maybe I'll do my own thing, and that's what I ended up doing. And listening to, I don't know if it was your episode 2 with Jessica with Hippie Chick. Was that 2?
Yes.
She had talked about the guitar being intimidating, and 6 strings versus 4 strings, and I was doing the opposite. I already knew how to play 6 strings, so jumping on with the uke was a fairly easy transition, and I just hit the ground and ran with it, and I've had a really cool experience with it ever since.
Yeah, what I doubt. Yeah, and speaking of like, yeah, so Tom big into the Beatles. I know you're big into the '80s rock stuff. You got your Poison shirt on there, and in fact, I believe the first video I ever saw, you were playing a Poison song. I want to say it was "Talk Dirty to Me." Don't call me. I really can't remember. My memory. Yeah, I got 3 kids. My mind is shut. I can't even, but but I remember it was a Poison song, and I'm like, oh wow, this is interesting because up until that point, I mean, I thought of ukulele as like just basically Hawaiian music or whatever, and to see that someone like you could take a song like that and make it into ukulele. It's like, wow, that's pretty cool. And anyway, I started following you, and then what really hit me was when you did that "Hey Jealousy" Jim Blossoms, which is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, this is really really cool. And then I really started getting into it, started following other ukulele page, players and what have you. And funny enough, I stumbled about, I work at a school, and one of my sections was the music room, and sure enough, what I thought was just a rack of violins, it turns out there were ukes in these cases, and I'm like,
Okay.
oh. And I strummed a uke for the first time, and I'm like, that's it. I'm like, I have to get into the uke now. So this is, and sure enough, and then same like you, I was a guitar player for many years, bass player. So it was fairly easy to transition into playing a 4 string instrument, so like that. Yeah, it's just, and I decided if this guy can do Poison and whatever, I mean, I'm gonna do Rancid, Green Day. I'm gonna do the music I
There,
love, and
there you go.
And sure enough, like I said, and then it just ended up spiraling. And of course, you mentioned Todd. He became one of my first followers when of course, you were my first follower, and then Todd, and then spiraled into a whole bunch of other awesome people I started following. And what a great community! It's just everyone's so supportive and so nice, and just and showing everybody's talent and taste of music, and to transition that from what we would know as regular rock bands, whatever. Now it's on the uke, and it became its own genre in a way, if you will. It's
Yeah, no, it absolutely did, and I think that's the cool thing when I look at playing the guitar. For me, the guitar is just it's a more serious instrument, and
mm,
with the uke, not that it's not serious, but it just I think the parameters are a little bit more uh, around being just a fun instrument.
yeah,
And when it's that fun, it can be that versatile. And I think that's one of the things that I really enjoyed was, you know, taking these songs that I knew on guitar and just saying, oh, you know what, I'll just do that on the uke. And and then layering in. I love doing the harmonies. You had talked before about playing songs that have 3 or 4 chords in them, and that's really what a lot of those 80s rock songs were. So that transition was pretty seamless. But I just really loved two things about it. Number one, layering in the harmonies. Todd introduced me to that acapella app, and I love playing with that because that's where I feel I get really creative with things, and I really take these songs that I love that really inspired me, and I kind of make them my own. But then the second level of that is really the level of accessibility that this platform has given me to connect with people that inspired me. Being able to tag artists, whether it's with a direct tag or with hashtags on that, and having them respond and reach out, or like or share a post, is really really cool, because these are people that I listened to 30 years ago, and they're the ones that I sat in my bedroom as a kid wishing, gosh, it'd be so awesome if I got a chance to meet them. And kind of in an odd way, I'm having a chance now to interact with them, and it's really been a really fun experience for me.
no doubt. No, that really is cool. Yeah, I remember the first time for me was I did a Jane's Addiction song, and I just happened to stumble upon the likes, and I'm like, Jane's Addiction like my wow. I mean, I'm pretty sure it may not be the real band, but just the fact that
Yeah,
it says James Addiction likes your post, hey, I'll take it. you know?
right. Well, I mean, and I'll take it a step further. There's a band, actually they're a New Jersey band, Trickster,
Yes.
that was popular in the late 80s, and they started to get big right before grunge hit, so their timing was a little bit off. But nice guys. I love the band, and I had covered one of their songs, and I tagged Steve Brown, who's their guitarist, and Steve actually reached out to me and asked if he would mind if I sent the recording to him to put on his YouTube channel. And I was like, Steve Brown wants me to send an audio file to. It was mind blowing, but it was so cool. And I think that's, like I said, that's the fun in this, is that you really have a chance to explore the things that you love, and connect with the people that made the original works. And I hope other people are having as much fun just with music in general. But the uke, obviously, I'm sure there are not a lot of people that are covering South Gang and Taiketo, and some of these lesser known rock bands on the ukulele. But it's allowing me to share music with people that maybe they hadn't heard before, and giving these bands a little bit of exposure that maybe they didn't have before. So it's just cool.
Yeah. Now you mentioned before about the guitar being more of a serious instrument as opposed to the ukulele. And I have to agree with that, because I've been playing, and I've been in bands and whatever, and I tried I mean, of course I was in punk band, so of course my vocals are not the greatest. And I even when I first got into this, I kind of was like a little intimidated, thinking, okay, here I am, I'm playing ukulele, and now I'm going to sing. But as you mentioned, you know what? Doesn't matter, because I had fun with it, and I made
Exactly.
and being that I have fun with it, seeing people, noticing I'm having fun with it, made it all the difference. And there was literally very few, if not none, negative comments, if you will, about it. And if there were one, I just deleted it. Hell with you, whatever.
Right, right.
And so, but I've noticed that I'm going on almost 3 years doing this now, and I've noticed going back to some of my old videos and my newer videos, I'm actually noticing my vocals have gotten, I think, a little not great,
Right.
but not horrible either. So I think that has helped, and because that's been one of my dreams in life was to be a singer and a rock star, if you will. But uh,
We all had that dream.
of course, yes. No, without a doubt. And what was I going to say? Um, yeah, just I mean, I'm seriously, I don't know what else to say about it because it's just you seriously, being that I played, but just mentioned before, I've been playing guitar, bass, or whatever, and kind of got stale over the years, and had no inspiration to play and whatever, and then stumbling upon you, and then following all the other, guys like Todd and everybody that is just. Really has inspired me to play again. It's given me a whole new joy in life. It's given me, I mean, I'm actually starting to write music again. I'm starting to record, demo, and eventually I will release music. Eventually, when it's when the time is right. As I mentioned before, I got kids and married life, and of course I know you do too. And so it's very as you know very hard to balance that out. Family comes first for me, of course. So
Yep.
and I know as with you, and I know that's why you kind of took a break for a while. And I was so sad when you did, but but no, seriously, I am glad that you're back. You're doing your thing, and I really hope to see you do more of the ukulele stuff, of course. And and that's I mean, I don't know what to say, man. You really did change my life. I mean,
Well,
I
it's so like I said, it's humbling hearing that because you don't hear things like that often. So when you do hear it, genuinely, thank you for even sharing that. A lot of people aren't even comfortable saying, "Hey, you inspired me," and it's cool, man. I appreciate it, and I'm sure you're doing the same thing too. I think that the main thing is that when you see people having fun in what they're doing, there's a different energy to it, and when you get that bug and you start doing it, and you've done it, obviously, you said you're in your third year playing. It's transitioned into a podcast. You're recording, you're writing, and things like that. Like that's what this is all about. That's what it's all about. And some people are going to take it to a much higher level, and other folks like me, if it's just me playing in my basement and recording and doing a little writing too and putting that stuff out, I'm scratching that itch and I'm having fun. That this music is my happy place, and it really is something that started back in high school with all these bands that I loved, and the fact that I get to do this now and have some fun with it, and sometimes get to interact with those guys and meet such awesome people. Like you said, this community, the youth community, is really cool, and it is a lot different than the guitarist community or the drummer community, things like that. I really think the youth community follows the vibe of the instrument. It's just a fun group of people. There's
yeah.
really not a lot of judging or
Oh,
negative comments, things like that. Like you said, like it's a cool group of people. It's awesome.
when and a lot of people probably felt it was a fad at first. Oh, here comes the pandemic. What do I do? The guitar is too, complicated. Same with the piano. Oh, let me take up the uke. That's easy. And sure enough, I mean, there have been I seen profiles that are really great players, and all of a sudden they just abandoned the whole thing, unfortunately. But overall, I think it's gotten stronger over the years, and and it's I see it for myself, and I'm sure you have too. And
Sure.
it's just so cool. Like I said, it just became its own genre in a way, and I think it's so cool, and I really hope it stays strong, and I'm willing to keep it stronger, if you will, and everybody else out there. Seriously, I mean, it's hopefully it inspires people to just like you said, just have fun, just be in the world that we live in. I mean, I'm sure if you see the news or whatever, you need that escapism.
Right.
It's truly the best therapy, and and like I said, man, thank you so much for inspiring me. And I really hope to inspire people too. That's actually why I wanted to do this podcast, because I wanted to get people's their take on how they got into this, and and hopefully this is my way of inspiring, hopefully. So we'll see.
And I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are. This is a very cool thing. And real quick, just to go back to the instrument itself, and was it a pandemic thing or whatever? I think you made an interesting point in that you're starting to see the ukulele appear in schools, in grade schools. which you didn't have before.
Oh,
So the fact that you're seeing a younger population be introduced to this instrument, and it's like riding a bike, right? It's four strings. It's something that you can put down and pick up, and it's portable. You don't have to have a whole rig to make it sound good. It can be something really simple.
no
Hopefully, it is
true.
something that sticks and that continues to grow. And music at the end of the day is a fantastic thing. Arts are a fantastic thing. They're so expressive, and they allow us to really get feelings out, right? And the fact that you're seeing the uke in schools is a pretty cool thing. So hopefully that sticks and that instrument continues to grow.
Without a doubt, man. Yeah. So, I mean, anything else you want to talk about? I don't know. I guess I'll leave it up to you. If this is, well, let me ask you. So, what are your plans for, 2023 is coming to a close? Got 2024 coming up, and any big plans? I see now you're starting to play a little more. So, we got
Yeah.
any, uh, yeah, let me, yeah.
Yeah, my big thing going into the new year really is, and it sounds like you've got some similar plans. Is really taking some time to devote to writing. On my account, I've posted lyrics of I think three songs that the lyrics for three songs that I've written, and I need to commit myself to flushing those out. I bought a bass this year, so I've got everything that I need to go ahead and even do just a rough recording of original stuff. But that's something that I need to force myself to just sit down and do. And I think it's that intimidation and a little bit of fear of, covering music is easy. Everything's written and, you kind of put your own twist on it. But when it's your own stuff, there's a different vibe to that, and you want to make sure it's as good as you can make it. Perfection is never going to be anything that I'm going to achieve, but I want it to sound good, and when I put it out there, I want it to be something that people take a look and say, oh wow, that's pretty cool. And I want it to connect with somebody because again, music and art in general, it's getting those feelings out, it's getting your stories out. And that's something that I'm hoping to do in 2024 is really focus on doing more of my own stuff.
Fantastic. I seriously cannot wait. And like I said, I hope you start playing the uke again a lot more. And yeah, just yeah, I look forward to it. And I'm seriously like I'm sounding emotional here because I'm seriously I can't say it enough. Like without you, none of this would be possible for me. I mean, it really
Thank you.
has spiraled into something like I became so obsessed with it. And what do you call? I mean, I went from just going to buy my first ukulele, then like a month later, my no, actually not even a month later, maybe a year later. Was it my wife gets me one for Christmas, and then a month later is my birthday. And I think, oh, you and I have the same birthday month, right? Yeah. So, and then I got another one, and it just spiraled into all these. And people are like, do you really need all these ukes? And I'm like, but yeah, I can't explain it. It's like
Right,
a car
right.
collector, like do you need all these sports cars? Well, ask anyone who collects cars. It's just it's the same kind of thing, but it's a whole different vibe. I mean, it just yeah, seriously, it's so cool. I really can't thank you enough.
No, it's awesome to share this experience with you and to finally get to connect with you and keep doing what you're doing, Justin. Just across the board, you're exploring your passion and you're sharing it with other folks, and I'm positive that it's infectious and somebody is going to be seeing this and saying, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot and I'm going to do it in my own way. So thanks for all you're doing to promote this instrument, to promote this community, and just keep being you, brother. Just keep being
All right,
you.
same to you, man. Thanks to you. So, and I think that wraps it up for now. And I hope we could connect again. We do another episode, and we could jam out or whatever. So seriously, can't thank you enough. It's been a pleasure, and I really hope we can connect again, even in real life. I'll make a special trip out to where's it, Illinois? You live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. I really hope that happens. Seriously, thank you, thank you, Dave. Seriously.
You're welcome, brother. Hey, have a good holiday. And again,
Oh
thanks for
yes.
thanks for all you're doing. Thanks for having me on. And most importantly, thanks for your honesty and sharing that. That's very humbling. I appreciate it more than you know.
Uh, awesome. Happy holidays to you, your family. Awesome. And thank you guys for watching. And hope you enjoy your day. Be good.